Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. So, this is a brand I've been reluctant to pick up, but I decided, why don't you go and bring it on in?
All right, we've got BAM Calumet Small Batch.
Everybody's been talking about, at least the people we talk to have been talking about Calumet and the certain, the higher age ones. And so I thought, let's start small.
Okay.
So this is a blend of 8-year and 15-year.
Yes. Okay, so.
Low proof.
Nice cork pop. Seems to be a real cork.
Wow. But beyond the age and the proof point, I don't know anything else about this distillery / blendery. Is that a thing? Blendery?
Sure. I don't really know either. So obviously Calumet has like the 14-year, 15-year, 16-year.
That people love.
People love.
They're expensive.
And then I've heard mixed reviews about the regular stuff. I've heard mixed reviews about some of their other products, but this is a blend of the 15-year and 8-year. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I've had the 16-year. That's the only thing I've had from them, and it's really good.
Well, wait a minute. A 15-year and an 8-year blend.
Yeah.
Why don't they just sell this as a 23?
23-year, yeah. It's obviously a 23-year whiskey.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's what Pappy Van Winkle does.
Yeah, crappy Van Winkle compared to... Interesting nose. That's different. 86 proof.
It's rich. It's in the molassesy, kind of like cooked brown sugar, melted-y brown sugar kind of note.
18% rye, but I'm definitely getting some nice rye vibes off of it. Rye and oak.
I'm not getting any vanilla or any black licorice.
No, I'm getting more the peppery rye note.
Yeah, yep.
Kind of like that allspice, nutmeg, or clove, I mean.
Sure. Well, I'm going to go for it because that's...
Right. Cheers.
Vanilla finally showed up. Thank you for that.
That falls very flat on the first taste. It needs more proof.
It needs more proof.
Yeah. I'm going to give this another sip.
It's got a great finish. It does not have a great high proof finish, but the flavors work well together. It's approachable. It's easy to drink.
It's very approachable, I will say that, yeah. It has a nice spice on the backside of it.
I'm not getting anything. It's just nice and mellow.
It's all on the finish, it seems.
Oh, really?
Like
I'm getting all on the front.
Really? Because you had said it has a nice finish.
Well, it does, but the finish is nice and it's an easy landing. There's no tannin, wood spice kind of thing, which I would expect from the age. I'm sure there's more 8-year than 15-year, but 8 years should be a really good bourbon on its own.
It's not as flat after a couple sips as it was for that first one. I'm still getting more on the finish. Surprisingly enough, it has a very long-lasting finish that I'm getting.
Yes.
But the initial, when it first hits your tongue, it's just kind of thin and flat. And then there's a nice wave of there's a nice wave of spice.
It doesn't build to 11. It builds to a moderately nice amount, and then it has a nice fall off. It's
getting better.
It's not a sledgehammer to the face. That's not even a thing. I don't even know why I say that, but I say that. Sledgehammer to the face.
I'm sure it's been a thing somewhere for some poor bastard. Okay, this is building. My initial thought on that first sip was they took what probably would have been a good bourbon and destroyed it by pouring too much water in it. I still think it's proofed a little bit low. Do you remember the price on this?
It's $59.99.
Depending on what the blend is, I mean, even an 8-year bourbon is nice,
Yeah.
but at 86 proof, but you get some 15 year in there, so I don't know what the percentage of those.
I'm starting to get a little more of the wood tannin, kind of wood spice on the finish. Like, I don't believe in neck pour, just it's getting better. You know, the first sip was kind of a letdown, and it's getting better. I totally agree.
I have to take just.
You seem to under pour.
I do, because I think I can get, you know, I'm not trying to pour too much for the reviews, but I've had this on a couple of these recently where it's just they've been that building flavor. So it's, you know, usually you can get what you need out of a few sips, but when you get one of these that just seems to keep kind of changing with every sip you take, we might have to just sit here and kill this whole bottle. Should we switch to a live stream and sit here for an hour?
I'd have to go get the dogs and let them run around the basement. But
that's perfect.
You know, I'm liking this more and more. I was a little underwhelmed with the first sip. The second sip was okay. I'm liking this. Again, like I acknowledge it's an 86 proofer.
Yeah,
there's a ton of competition at that level.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, for 86 proof, this has a little extra.
86 proof, not 486
Yeah,
proof.
well, yeah, exactly. No, so for an 86 proof bourbon, this does, I think that age comes through, which is nice.
It helps.
But I really do feel like the 86 proof is hamstringing this. You know?
If this was 93.8% proof, it would be stellar.
93.8% proof.
93.8 proof.
Okay, 93.8%. I don't think it would work. I don't think it'd be good. I like high proof stuff, but that's a little bold.
Yeah, it's not legal.
Yeah. So I think that
that's
I don't know.
A downside of doing three reviews in a day. We did take a break and drink some water, but still.
Yeah, I really feel like now it's kind of flattened out again a little bit. I don't know. This one's just kind of all over the board. And the ongoing theme, the one thing that is consistent and solid with it is that it's too low of a proof.
So,
like, because I feel like this is not marketed to just, this isn't marketed like the way Basil Hayden's is marketed, where it's like, here's a premium bourbon for a novice bourbon drinker. And I don't mean that in an insulting bad way. I just mean like you're not into the high proof stuff. You don't really want to get into all the, you know, ones and zeros about bourbon. You just want to pick something off the shelf that's easy to drink and smooth, but comes across as high quality. I don't feel like this is marketed towards that. I feel
this is for the whiskey geek and the bourbon hunters.
And I think the whiskey geek is not going to be happy with the 86 proof.
I kind of agree with your assessment. Now, I genuinely actually like.
The flavors are good.
I actually really like it. Just to
Is it freaking amazing?
No, it's not freaking amazing. But I actually do really kind of like it. It's got good flavors. I think at $60 plus tax, it is a tad overpriced. But I am still curious about Calumet. Like, it's not an instant shutdown.
Not at all.
Never buy another Calumet product.
It has a very nice finish to it.
It has very nice flavors.
The flavors, the finish, the spice on the back end, those are all great.
But I do think that it needs a little bit higher proof.
Yeah, because the upfront, right when you first get it, it's flat. So when a bourbon is proofed down too much, this is the best way that I can explain how I react to it.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you have a glass of Coke, a glass with ice, and you let it sit a little too long and the ice starts to melt. You'll still drink it. It still has those
Coke flavors,
but you can tell when it's just like slightly watered down and it starts to take on, like, you know, it's still the same basic flavors. You know, it's just weaker, but it kind of takes on a different taste just because you know there's water in it that shouldn't be there. And a lot of times that when I feel like a whiskey is proofed down too much, I get that vibe where it's like, I know where this should be, what it should taste like, and it's just not there because I feel like I can just taste the water in it. Whereas some 86 proof bourbons, I don't have that, like Evan Williams Single Barrel. I don't have that issue with that. It's an 86 proof, just like this. With this one, I feel like there's
86.6, yeah, we know.
Right. I feel like this one just has some really great flavors, but there is that water on top of it that's really
it's prominent, unfortunately. Yeah, it's noticeable. So strangely enough, I was a little bit concerned about the 8-year. Throughout these 8 years is enough to have a good bourbon. And
for sure.
15 maybe too much in some instances.
Absolutely. Some people say that 8-year area is the perfect sweet spot. I mean, there's plenty of great
age is not
bourbon.
the issue on this.
Yeah.
Although it's not coming across super well aged in the mouthfeel kind of experience, but
water's going to take that down too.
the proof is the noticeable downfall.
Yep, for sure. Other than that, yeah, there's something there. So now this is making me want to go. Like I said, I've had the 16-year and it's great, but those are all north of 100 proof. They're expensive,
and they're north of $100.
Yeah, exactly. But they're high proof, high aged. It's going to command a price point.
Sure.
But I guess I don't know if I would say I recommend this. If you're a whiskey geek, I think the 86 proof is going to fall flat for you.
I think so. Yeah, I would take a step up from this, and I don't know what that next step is.
That being said, owning a bottle of this, I think you can definitely sit and enjoy this neat. And,
totally.
This isn't going to go on the shelf of cocktail mixers because you don't like it.
No, absolutely
It's
not.
just that it doesn't bring what it should because there's so much more potential here, I think.
Yeah, and at $60, 86 proof, there's competition.
Oh yeah, at $30 at 86 proof, there's competition.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, this has been Calumet Farms Small Batch on the Bourbon Note. Thank you for watching. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Till next time. See you next time.